You asked for it, so you've got it. Another Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower Jenga block video for the holidays. I'm so excited. Hi, Bestie. This is Lisa. Welcome back. For this Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower block DIY, I'm going to use 20 of the blocks. Now, 8 of them are going to be the base, and the rest will be the tree. I'm going to use a combination of Aleene's tacky glue and hot glue. I love to do that. I put little dots of the tacky glue and then little dots of the hot glue in between. And then I just place the pieces together. So these are going to go side by side, and I'm going to do 4 pairs of 2. And then on the short sides, I will attach them together to make one long base with 8 of the blocks. Super easy. Now, people have asked me, why do you use both glues? Well, I do it because I've had it fall apart when I've just used the hot glue. And if I don't use the hot glue, then I can't keep working until the other glue dries. So that's my reason. You don't have to. For the rest of the tree, I'm going to start doing 2 different sides. And what I'm going to do is attach a second piece for each side, just less than halfway down the first piece and on the inside. So you see how I'm kind of measuring with the one I just did to try to get it about the same size. And so then I'm going to attach the next one, and then I kind of put them together. You see what I just did there? And I'm going to keep doing that till I have 6 on each side. You can do it as big or as small as you want. And there, I've done that. And see, this way I can keep working because I did the hot glue and the other glue. Now this is the tricky part because you need to hold this in place while the hot glue dries for this one. So I put some hot glue where I want to place the first piece. I kind of dry fit it first to see. And now I'm going to put some on the bottom for the second one. I'll hold it there while it's drying, and then I will reinforce with some more glue all the way around it. You've got to hold this the whole time while it sets up. Once it's pretty well set, I'm going to put some glue in between the top 2 pieces to kind of attach them together, and then I'll also go back around again and put more glue on the bottom and on the top. And now it's got a pretty good hold. So I'm going to take my Antique Wax by Waverly, and I'm going to paint the whole base that color. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm going to take my Fern Green by Waverly. I'm going to paint the tree, and I'm going to paint every part of the block so that it's visible, including over the glue that's on there. That way you won't really notice it. Then I've got some really cute pics from Dollar Tree that had pine cones and these pretty kind of holly leaves. And I'm just going to put 1 set on each end, and then I'm going to put some more in the middle with some little berries that I think are just so cute. I love the little berries around Christmas time. I think they're so pretty and festive, and it just adds that little pop of red. I'm going to add a few little sprigs here of some winter picks, and then I'm going to finish this whole thing off by putting some of those cute little glitter berries on the very top of the tree. This was such an easy decor piece to do, and I just love using the tumbling tower blocks. And I know you guys too, because you've always asked me for more. So I hope this is one that you will want to try. I think it's very festive. These trees are very trendy right now. Let me know what you think. For this Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower block DIY, I'm going to need 10 of the blocks. And then I'm also going to use some of those little square blocks they have. And then I've got this canvas also from the Dollar Tree. And I picked it up mostly because I like to use the frames that are underneath them. So I've got this amazing staple remover. It's from Amazon, and it makes getting these heavy-duty staples out very easy. It's in my Amazon store down below in the description box if you're interested. I've got this other sign from Dollar Tree that I've had for a long time. I'm just going to pry off that extra cardboard and trace the outside of the frame on it. Then I'm going to take this blade that's also from Amazon. You can tell I use a lot of stuff from Amazon. And I'm just going to score those lines that I drew, and it comes off very easily. And now I've got my backing. And then I'm going to use the Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm just going to put that all the way around this frame. And then in the 4 corners, I'm going to add some hot glue. Now, I should have sanded down the front of this sign before I did this, but it's also possible to do it after because I did. I also removed the hanger from the back, which I will replace. So I've sanded it down, so just it's nice and flat now. I'm going to put back the little hanger. It was just the kind that you hammer in. And then I'm going to trace a piece of scrapbook paper that looks like kind of wood shiplap. And I'm going to bend it on the inside just to gauge how big I need to cut it to come out with a size that's pretty close. Now, wouldn't you know that I must have tilted my scissors or something, so I had to add an extra piece to fill it in. That's okay. You mostly won't even notice it when I'm all done. Now I'm going to take my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint and paint all of the frame. Then I'm going to take my tumbling tower blocks. I'm going to start creating a house shape. So 2 on each side of the top, 2 on each side of the bottom. And then I use the little block at the top to fill in that little kind of pointy part. I use 2 little blocks down inside the house, a flat block of the Jenga blocks, and then one I'm going to place kind of sticking out a like little bit, because that's going to be like in the nativity, that's going to be the little bed for baby Jesus. So now that they're placed, I'm going to hot glue each one down. And because I'm not gluing the blocks to each other per se, just to the backing of this picture, I can just use hot glue. I don't need to use a combination of both glues. It will stay just fine. I just love when I get to do DIYs that have to do with Jesus and the real reason for the season. Now I'm just going to add one more block on top of the little blocks just to give it a little height. And now we've got the little creche, and I think this is so pretty. Off camera, I took some of the Spanish moss and I kind of lined that little bed. I also took a Jenga block and a bead to create the baby Jesus, put a little burlap wrapped around him as his swaddle. And then I've got this little die cut star or laser cut star that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to put it at the very top peak of the inside of the house. And that's how easy this was. And I think it came out beautiful. I decided not to add words, although you could. I think sometimes it just speaks for itself, especially a nativity scene or a creche. I think that, we all know this is about the birth of our Savior. Let me know what you think. For this Dollar Tree Tumbling Tower block DIY, I'm going to use 2 1/4 blocks. I have one that I cut down like halfway and then some more off of the side of it. And I've got 3 little beads. 2 are the same size and one's a little smaller. And this little mini crate. And then I've got this lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree and burlap from the Dollar Tree. All of this stuff is from the Dollar Tree. Then I'm going to use the Amy Howard Bauhaus Buff colored paint. It's just a creamy off-white. It's beautiful. And I'm going to paint the crate except for the inside, and I just like that look. Then I'm going to take some antique wax by Waverly, and I'm just going to get a little on my brush, wipe most of it off, and then just really lightly go around the edges and over all the middles and everything. And this is dry brushing, just to give it a little bit of a distressed kind of antique look. And I think it's just really nice. I'll also do the same thing on the back where I painted as well. I'm going to take a piece of masking tape, kind of fold it over, and then put the 2 blocks on there that holds them down while I paint them very lightly with the steel colored chalk paint by Waverly. I didn't do the back because it's going to be glued straight down. Then I'm going to take the little beads and I'm going to paint all 3 of them hazelnut to give a skin color for what I believe Jesus and Mary and Joseph's skin would be like, because they are from the Middle East. I'm going to then take this little hanger that came from a gift bag I used, and I'm going to use it as my ornament hanger. This is going to be a cute little nativity ornament, and put that on there with hot glue and a little bit of masking tape and glue, just because that really gives it an amazing hold. And you see me doing that all the time on my channel. Now I'm going to take the Mary block and I'm going to make her just a little lower than the bottom of the crate, so I want her to seem a little shorter. And then I'm going to take the Joseph block and put him even with the bottom, and that makes him a little taller. And then I'm going to put each of their heads right above their block bodies. Now I'm going to cut a very thin piece of the burlap, and we're going to use that as a covering for Mary's head, because back in those days, all of the women wore coverings. And so I'm just going to hot glue that on and wrap that around her head, and that becomes her, I don't know what it's called in Hebrew, but it's just a little covering for her head. It's what all of the Orthodox women would do. Even to this day, they still would do that. Now I painted the little baby Jesus block in the white color because we're going to cover it, and we're going to put a little piece of that lace over it, and then I'll put his little head right on there. And the lace that I have from Dollar Tree is just a little bit too wide, so I'm going to cut off one little edge of it once I figure out how long it needs to be. And then I'll just cover it perfectly. I just want it to look a little bit like a cloth that was on him. So there we go. And then it's a little excess on the end, which I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue and tack that right down. I've got a bunch of different stars, and I picked one. I'm going to put it right above the top of them because, you know, there's always a star in a nativity scene. And honestly, that's it. This one was so easy. Somebody requested this, and I just wanted to say thank you. It was a great idea to do with the blocks, and I'm so excited that I did it because I love having this now. Let me know what you think. Tumbling Tower Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to use 15 of the blocks. I've also got these adorable little ornaments from Walmart. They came like 6 in a packet for $2.48. So I've got the little signs and then a couple little reindeer. Now I'm going to use my combination of hot glue and Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to start attaching 3 on the short sides across. And I'm going to do 3 sets of those, because what we're going to do is make like 4 little window panes kind of looking thing, if you will. I'm not sure how else to describe this one. So once I have all 3 of those done, I will also attach those pieces that go in between, and you can see how it creates like 4 little window panes. That's what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to add on that piece that looks like an E, all of the glue, and then I'm going to add the middle piece there. I had already done the 3 individual pieces, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the remaining pieces and just create that shape that I showed you. You could put these together in any order that you want. This is just sort of how it worked out for me. And then I end up with another E shape, and I just attach that right to the one I've already completed. If you are enjoying this video, I hope you will hit that like button and come back again. And if you're not subscribed, I would invite you to do so because I just love having you here and it's really fun to hang out with you. I enjoy your company and I hope you enjoy mine. I'm going to add a little piece of twine as a hanger with some hot glue and some masking tape and glue like I like to do because it's very good hold. There you go. Now I'm going to mist it with my little mister that I get at Amazon. And I'm going to use my lacquer colored chalk paint by Waverly and paint the entire thing. Then I'm going to take those ribbons off of those ornaments that I got at Walmart because we're going to use them as just little pieces of decor on this. I'm going to call it a little window. And we're just going to add the ones that go vertically are the ones that have the 2 Christmas trees. I'm going to put them kind of in the center and leave the red stripe in the middle there. And then the one that says Noel, I'm going to do a cross, and the joy one to the other side across. And it makes a little box in the middle there. And I think it looks so pretty with the red. And then I'm going to put a little reindeer up in the top right corner and the bottom left. And I only put the glue on the side that's actually going to be touching the Jenga blocks. Now, it looked like it needed something else to me, so I'm going to take these holly leaves and some berries, and I'm just going to cut them down a little bit smaller, try to retain as much of the shape as possible because otherwise it would cover up everything. So I wanted to make sure that it just as an embellishment, it doesn't take over the entire thing. This could be either an ornament or a little wall hanging or a shelf sitter or on a tier tray. I think whatever you want it to be, I think it would be super cute. And I'm just going to add some berries, right, like I said, right to the center. And I think that was the finishing touch. I love this one. It was kind of an impromptu thing. I made it up as I went. And I know sometimes it's fun to do, sometimes it's fun to plan them. So I encourage you to use your creativity and see what happens and let me know what you think. That's it for today. You'll have to let me know which one was your favorite. I've got another video on the screen I think you'll really like, so go ahead and click on it. And if you do, I'll see you there. And you are truly a blessing to me. Bye.